Hi, everybody. My name's Mark Scruggs. For those of you that don't know who I am, I'm a member of Trinity United Methodist Church. And the other day, the Trinity worship team was talking about places where we've found God or places where God has found us. And that reminds me of something that happened in my life. It was a very awakening experience. First one I'd ever had like that. The year was 1980, and I was incarcerated at Powhatan Correctional Center. And because of something that I had done, an infraction that I had incurred, I was given punishment of being placed in solitary confinement for a year. And that scared me to death. What was I going to do locked away for a whole year without anybody else's company, without being able to hold a conversation, talk with anybody, see anybody else, play games with anybody else? It was very frightening, and it was the first time for me in a situation like that. So I went into it with all the gloom and doom one might expect, knowing that you have to start this kind of a journey all by yourself. Well, after about the first week there, after I got used to the screaming and the hollering at night and all the sorts of sounds and different things that would be made there, the echoing noise, it sounded like a cavern. It was pretty ominous place to be. One thing that I saw immediately when I was in there was a book cart. And they had a book cart. It was a little small one. And they used to bring that book cart around, twice a week, 3 times a week, something like that. And it didn't have a lot of books on it, but at a particular time and situation like that, any book is a blessing. We might not know it, but it really is a blessing. So they had the Bible, and they had narratives, stories, Treasure Island, all different kind of things like that. And so I started to read, and I started with the Bible, and it was the King James Version, but nonetheless, I was able to read that Bible in such a way that God put it on my heart to read that Bible like a giant storybook, and stop at places where I could pick back up and continue the story, if you will. And I read other books. And after about a week of this reading regimen, I woke up one morning with a sense of just total calm had come over me. I wasn't worried about how was I going to spend my time today, how was I going to make all this 12-hour day go by, and what was I going to do now, just sit here and think and think and think, and all that was gone. I knew what I would do. I would be able to read and write about what I was reading in the Bible mostly. And I picked it up and did things like studying as a school book. And the next thing you know, I had read the Bible, turn around, and I read it again. I got another simpler, more understandable version, and I read it again. But all that depression, all that just constantly thinking about what my family was doing, what everybody else was doing, and here I was stuck in this hole for 23 hours a day, uh, with no other contact with anyone else. Uh, I didn't have a worry about that anymore. It was amazing to me. And God put it upon my heart that with access to these books and the Bible, that I could take a trip out of that place anytime I wanted to. All I had to do was open one of my books. And that is exactly what I did. And thank the Lord for the next 11, 10 months, whatever it was, after the Lord visited me. That time in there went by so very quickly to me. And I know that it was because of what the Lord had put up on my heart while I was there. It was a surreal feeling. It was a blessed feeling. And it was a feeling that gave me hope. I knew I wouldn't ever, ever be alone again. Never. And that is how I come to have a visit with the Lord in solitary confinement.